course we should make friends with China. And of course we should learn to get along with people who have a different system of government.
How did that work? No, Warren called us. Oh, he did? So he called, and this story I've heard from Warren, but as far as I know, he called and he got into the call centers and asked to speak to me. And of course, they don't transfer everybody that calls the call centers to the CEO's line.
How did he get a hold of you?
And so he found one of our investment bankers. They worked with the CFO at Berkshire, and they called and I talked to him. And he basically said, Brian, I'd want to make an investment in your company. And I said to him, we don't need the capital. He said, I know, that's why I'm calling. You need stability, you need an imprimatur, and the capital will do you good. And that was in 2011 when the world was kind of interesting because, remember, the government was almost going to default. You had real uncertainty about the litigation risk around the industry, mortgage industry, and he put the money in. And from that day forward, the company, my teammates went back to work the next day saying the smartest investor in the world, put $5 billion overnight in this company. He literally called me. I talked to him first time in my life on Monday at 11, and we had the agreement signed on Tuesday by 8 or 9 a.m., and we had the money by Thursday. And so he does that, and so we took. Now the interesting thing is, if you're a common shareholder and bought that day, you would have fared as well as he did. It's just you had to have the courage, and he had $5 billion at a time when other people didn't have it.
Why is Berkshire Hathaway selling shares of Wells Fargo as quickly as one can, and the Daily Journal has sold one share? If it's not good enough for Berkshire, shouldn't we have the same standards?
Well, I don't think it's required that we be actually the same on everything. We have different tax considerations. There's no question about the fact that Wells Fargo has disappointed long-term investors like Berkshire, because the old management, which is now removed, were not consciously malevolent or thieving, but they had terrible judgment in having a culture of cross-selling where the incentives on the poorly paid employees were too great to sell stuff the customers didn't really need. And when the evidence came in that the system wasn't working very well because some of the employees were cheating some of the customers, well, they came down hard on the customers instead of changing the system. That was a big error in judgment. And of course we don't like that. And we wish that China and the United States got along better. And if you stop to think about it, think of how massively stupid both China and the United States have been to allow the existing tensions to arise. What bad is ever going to happen to China or the United States if we two are close? If we make good friends out of the Chinese and vice versa, who in the hell is ever going to bother us? Of course we should make friends with China. And of course we should learn to get along with people who have a different system of government. We like our government because we're used to it, and it has advantages of personal freedom. China could never have handled its life with a government like ours. They wouldn't be in the position they've. Am I comfortable with an undiversified portfolio? Of course I'm. If you take the Mungers, I care about the Mungers. The Mungers have 3 stocks. We got a block of Berkshire, we got a block of Costco, we have a block of Lilu's fund, and the rest is dribs and drabs. So am I comfortable? Am I securely rich? You're damn right I am. And could other people be just as comfortable as I am who didn't have a vast portfolio with a lot of names in it, many of whom neither they nor their understand or their advisors understand? Of course they'd be better off if they did what I did. But and is 3 stocks enough? What are the chances that Costco is going to fail? What are the chances that Berkshire Hathaway is going to fail? What are the chances that Lilu's portfolio in China is going to fail? Costco is going to be an absolute titan on the internet because they got curated products that everybody trusts and huge purchasing power on a limited number of stocking units. So I'm not worried about, I'm not saying I'm buying Costco at this price, but I'm certainly not selling any. I think it's going to be a big, powerful company as far ahead as you can see. And I think it deserves its success. I think it has a good culture and a good moral ethos. And so I wish everything else in America is working as well as Costco does.